Hello and good evening. My name is Blakeizen, and this is my obligatory intro. Today we're taking a look at my first ever video deck tech highlight thing that I've ever posted or placed anywhere, because I've really been enjoying this build and I really wanted to share it with you guys. So let's take a look at my Grixis, that is blue, black, red, Amass control combo deck. So first off, we have the Dread Horde Invasion here, and this is, I've been playing with this card a good bit, and I haven't really found anything to really take it to the next level. There doesn't really seem to be much of a reason to play the card. It costs 2 mana, doesn't do anything the turn it comes down, and it shoots you every turn. Like, it kind of hurts, can get you into some bad situations, but we're aiming to build this deck in order to make this a functional win condition. So like I said, by itself, this card is weak. You get a zombie. You amass one every turn. If you don't have a zombie, you create a 1/1 and then, or you create a 0/0 zombie token and add a +1/+1 counter to it. Every turn after that, it just gets bigger and bigger. So the first couple turns it's down, it's a pretty weak zombie army. So we're just gonna move along from there. Just note that the main card in the deck is Dread Horde Invasion. Second card we come across is 2 of Elder Spell. There's a lot of Planeswalker decks running around here. There's a lot of cards or decks that just splash a couple Planeswalkers, and this will almost always get value in every matchup we run into. And just in case you have one of your own Planeswalkers down on the board, this is going to ramp that up, +2 loyalty counters for each thing you destroy. So this is a pretty strong card in Standard right now. If you can cast 2 black, this is a good card for you. Thought Erasure, we all know what this does. We get to take a look at their hand, beat something upcoming. I mean, you can throw down, good old Teferi Brother at 5 for the low cost of a blue and a black, and you get to filter the top of your deck a little bit. This lets us, make sure we're hitting our land drops, which we're running 26, by the way. I got tired of getting stuck on 3 and 4. This lets us get our land drops or pitch them into the bin, saying stuff we don't need. Things like that. This is just an all-around very good card. Honestly, you should be pretty familiar with it by now. 3 of Gleaming Overseer. This one is kind of like a late inclusion to the deck, one of my later stages of tuning, because it really helps us out against red deck and also control decks shooting our zombie army that we've been building up. They also don't get to chump block our zombie because it gets menaced. So all around, this is a good piece of the strategy to our protect the queen thing we've got going on. Narset, Part of Her Veils, is probably one of the best cards in Standard right now. She doesn't let your opponent do anything that says draw a card after they've already drawn that turn. They have to really play around her, and she goes and hits everything in our deck with her -2. Top 4 cards, right? She'll hit everything except for our lands and these 3 Gleaming Overseers. So you can see all of these cards around her. She will just draw for free. So this is a pretty good one. Also, if you have her on board, you Elder Spell something, you get another free search from her. So it's pretty good. 2 of Cry of the Carnarium for any of those aggro matchups. This is super valuable in the Mardu match where all they're really wanting their creatures to die, because this lets you know. This says that they get exiled instead of dying. So that is one really important thing to keep in mind. This is a really solid card, and there's 2 extra ones in the sideboard. 3 Ionize. I like this card a little bit better than Sinister Sabotage, just because it's a little easier to cast, honestly. We would have 7 double blue at turn 3 if we were playing Sinister Sabotage. But I do like Ionize. If you really wanted to run Sinister Sabotage, you probably could. The mana probably handles it, but most often than not, it's been really hard to not have Ionize mana available. Plus, it pings for 2, so that's pretty cool. Shock to the face. Bedevil, 2 of these. The inclusion of this, I was running a different spot removal card, but this one is just too flexible, and we're a pretty late control deck, so the 3 mana doesn't mean too much for us, and being able to shoot an artifact right now is pretty choice, because there will, every now and then, you will see an Immortal Sun come down, and you will not get to play your Liliana or Narset. So Vraska's Contempt, we all know what that does. And then exile target creature or planeswalker, you gain 2 life. Pretty good in aggro matchups. Beats planeswalkers, beats a creature, things like that. Instant speed, very solid. Now, the second namesake part of the deck, Widespread Brutality. This card, with nothing else on the board, cast for 4, will make a 2/2 zombie army, and then that zombie army will deal 2 damage to everything on the board that's a creature. That's a non-army creature. So if they have an army on the board, like say that they used an Enter the God Eternals or something like that, this is not going to do any damage to them. But it's very, very rare that anyone else has an army on board. So one of the big things is when you get started on turn 2 with the Dreadhorde Invasion, and sometimes you play another one on turn 3. That means you've amassed once, and then you have amassed 3 times, and then you've amassed 5 times by turn 4. With just one Dreadhorde Invasion down, you get a 1/1 and then a 2/2, and then you play Widespread Brutality, and now you have a 4/4. So on turn 4, this can nuke the entire board for 4 damage. One of the other common plays is Dreadhorde Invasion, amass 1, or pass turn, come back, amass 1, amass 2 with Gleaming Overseer. You get up to the second +1/+1 counter, and then you get that 1 extra amass, so you're at 3 +2. You nuke everything for 5. Now, one thing you should note is that will kill your Gleaming Overseer because he is not an army. But this has been a pretty solid board clear, and it's pretty fun to use because every now and then you'll also run into just using it for the 2 amass against a control deck, because they're not running very many creatures. But that 2 amass also lets us get a little closer to that 6 power attacking lifelink from our zombie army through the Dreadhorde Invasion. And last but not least, we have 2 bombs up here at the top end. Enter the God Eternals. I'm sure you guys have seen this one around. Deals 4 damage to target creature, and you gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Then you make either yourself or the opponent mill and amass 4. One really, really important play in this deck, and you can absolutely swing or save a game versus red deck wins using this card, is to enter the God Eternals your own token. If you have at least a 2/2, it would become a 6/6 from hitting this. Now, it will also have taken 4 damage, but it'll be a 6/6 that's taking 4 damage that turn. And you can swing, and it will gain lifelink. If you have a 1/1, it's still going to survive. It's just going to become a 5/5 that's taking 4 damage. So this is a very important play. You can use it if you don't have anything else to target. You can shoot your own thing, and that lets you gain that life and potentially get up to that lifelink number. And Liliana is just an all-around great game-winning card. She hits the board, and they really have to deal with her. Her +1 lets you make a blocker. Her -4 lets you clear out some stuff and potentially draw you some cards in the process, because she says whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. And when you're playing that Protect the Queen, I'm controlling the board tempo game, they really have to deal with this card. Like you've got a big fat zombie they've got to deal with, or a zombie army they've got to deal with, and then Liliana standing behind them, just waiting on you to kill him so she can draw you some more cards and start the whole control process over. Her ultimate, game winning for sure. They choose a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest, so they would get to keep 1 land, 1 planeswalker, 1 creature, 1 artifact, any one thing of a type they have. They would get to keep. So that is a pretty big bomb for a late game card. And like I said, we're running 25 mana. I threw in some basics here because of some land destruction running around, so we didn't really want to get choked out early on by something like that. So that's why we went with the two islands and 1 swamp. I mean, we may actually want to do 3 islands from that, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, that was the list, and I'm going to go play a couple of best of 3s, and I hope that we run into some good matches. It gives you guys a pretty good glimpse at what the Amass control deck can do. I want to play the first. These people are reading it and liking it. If we shock now, it does not make us have to bluff. Or it's like anti-bluffing ourselves next turn for keeping Bedevil open. Of course, thought erasure. 10 times out of 10. Probably just gonna bedevil that. Black, black, red. No. Well, it depends. He can. Since we have the Cry of the Carnarium, he can really. We can really get some value out of it. Save the bedevil for something bigger. But it kind of makes us cry the Carnarium ourselves. If we went that way. Don't really want to do that. Bend to land, so he's got lands.
Bound by threads of time.
He's got access to more counter magic than we do, though, because of
Hone your prowess.
Veto. Big Tiff. I know this deck runs like some Mortify. If he plays, he's gonna draw. I think we just need to go ahead and at least try to cast it. Okay.
I have reached my limit.
Probably bounces our token with Teferi. It's always a really good play because it just basically says kill target token. Yeesh. We have Bedevil and Ionize available. Playing like a tempo deck right here. We pretty much just have to ionize whatever happens right here. Probably should have bluffed that, actually. Wait, he has one with the fancy land and one without. Okay. So he kills our guy.
I'm known for hurry.
Okay. He drew his God Eternal Kefnet. Probably like a Tyrant Scorn or something. Should have done it after the thing resolved.
It's only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. So we've killed 2 Teferis. Okay. Probably has a veto available. Let's see what he's got. Take a peek. All of these things are very good. This won't hardly touch anything, but that right there is a big problem. Hello. Yes. $9 and $18. Big old 50%. That's the only reason this game is hard. With the same amount of cards, but he's gotten all action. I've gotten a few more mana. It's pretty close, never mind, because he had one. One in the bin. Mortify it, brother. mean, he is on clock. He either has to deal with this or this, which is pretty cool. Okay. The better play is to do the cry, because he's wanting us to do this play. He's going to absorb. And we get widespread brutality. Since it got countered, our guy was still big. And then we get the buff, smack everything. Can't dispark it. Well, I was thinking about cutting widespread brutality, but that came in clutch there. But we still get rid of that. Keep those, keep those. Oh, I'll put that in the sideboard. What in the world? Oh, you know what? Put the pressure on him. Some of the flour, man. Could run this one thing right here. Get the Tefiris. We didn't see Baby Fury, but we need 2 cards. I don't think this is good with the widespread brutality. I'm not even sure widespread brutality is worth keeping against this guy. I think we just play our own like creature package. Throw some creatures in there. We really don't need board clears or anything like that, so you may not be ready for Legion War Boss, etc. I think we can probably cut these actually. I don't know what we should play. Thought real hard about that Ashiok. I suppose. Would like to have seen a Dreadhorde invasion. So we can eat a counterspell right here. There's nothing really on 4 that an Esper deck does that I can really care about. Vraska's, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, that card demands a counter spell right there. But there's not a whole lot of stuff. Okay. Alright, brother. You got it. Yes, that would have hit my Thief of Sanity. So we hit Fury for 3. Gleaming Overseer. He's not going to have... I don't think he's going to have Essence Capture here. Doesn't matter if we play our land first or what. Can't hit our guy. Can't target our dude.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
Can't bounce anything.
Let's skip to the good part.
He can board wipe here. If he left in like Kai's Wrath and whatnot. But if he Kai's Wrath, I'm playing Narset immediately. I wonder what he's looking to do. He could have Liliana, counter spells, Mortify. Okay. Shoot my dude. I mean, if he goes to shoot my dude, I'm going to counterspell that. So, Ionize. I want to see if we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. So we got blue, red, colorless, and then we have Narset available. So yeah.
Seen that coming.
Keep an open mind. Meditate and prepare.
Let's take a peek, because this leaves Vraska's Contempt open. Keep your secrets, brother. Do you ever just go for it? Yeah. May as well. Okay. It's 2 absorbs and 1 veto. He's probably got a handful of other vetoes. But we have Narset down, so he can't just draw a bunch of cards. Probably takes Vraska's here. He could play Teferi. Bounce our token. Hurt really hard. Big hurt. Got the other absorb, my guy. And he also could just be bluffing, so there's no telling what this card is. Okay. A Mortify. For the invasion. So, I mean, we can probably go ahead and, well, he knows what one is, but not the other. Thought he saw both. We can do this right here without killing our Overseer. Pay 4 mana. Give target creature +2 +1/+1 counters ×2. And that just let us get a little quicker of a clock. He has to sit on like Counterspell to Fury, Dovin to Fury, whatever. Hopefully he hits our set. Save that till next turn if he bluffs something. Got him! Taking 2-0 to Esper Control, my dude.
I am Teo. Let me be your shield.
Yes, you are. Well, she did sleep. Opponent goes first. Hand's pretty terrible. I don't know what you think. It's got a lot of lands. Try it, see what happens. Okay, now it's got even more lands, so that's fun. Oh, okay. Lost a lot of games to search for Azcanta tonight. Drawn out control matches, so we don't really care which one we play. Pass it back. Land go. Land go. Oh, fancy.
I've got it.
I've got it. Just gonna try getting Gleaming Overseer down. He doesn't really do anything until he bounces something to draw a card. Like, he didn't have a target, so he just preemptively got it down. So I want to try to hug a little more value out of this Elder Spell. So he might play, you know, Big Brother Teferi on 5. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, that's a pretty good card, so we should maybe be playing that. No maximum hand size. Let's see what you got, man. Show me what you got. I mean, so he can. Oh, he doesn't have double blue. That's really funny. So we're gonna hit that right there. Do we need Ionize? I don't really see how opponent wants to win right now. I am gonna. Oh no, I'm not, because I don't have a black available. Let's just bin that.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
No. No, it wasn't, Teferi. Okay. Prison Realm, my okay. Neat. Good scry though. I really like Prison Realm as a card. That scry attached is super beneficial. Oh, he killed my token. Okay, so I'm looking for Dreadhorde Invasion here.
Focus, and I have just the trick for this.
Neither one of those is that. Alright, so the play, we're going to leave her vulnerable because he can only swing for 1. And we're going to try, we're hoping he hits a land and plays other Teferi. Like, he may have Dovin's Veto, but the chances are real slim.
I am not making this up as I go.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is we're going to blow up both of those and get 4 counters on Narset. So unless he gets... Unless he gets
Interesting technique.
Dovin's Veto. I mean, we're still gonna bedevil one of them. Does he really have it, huh?
Now what?
What do we got?
Hone your prowess.
Man. Alright, so he's not really a creature deck, he's a planeswalker deck. So we're gonna get my dude, like I said. We're gonna set up a blocker. Narset's so blessed. Oh no, he's gonna get Narset. Too bad we don't really have good ways to hit enchantments.
Still have much to learn.
I mean, he can draw 3 with that, or... Oh lord, he got Escanta. This card's nuts when it's flipped. I'm just gonna bedevil right here, I think. Just keep chipping him down. Oh. Well. Never mind. We know what he has. So I think the play here is to make a token. And we just sit back. He can't board white. We'll draw 3. But he could easily Prison Realm or something different. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so. Just gonna draw a bunch of cards whenever he nukes us.
What a good, mindless minion.
He can double block, but he loses dudes. Or rather, just one dude. Show me what you got, okay? White blue draw card deck. Alright. Targeting her with something.
Putrid, but effective.
Do we get to ult Liliana? What's he even looking for? Oh, he's looking for another prison room. He did not find it. Hey.